Hey everybody, it's been a little while since my last update video, but I figured now is as good a time as any to do that. A lot has kind of moved around. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know about some of those updates already. I apologize if I'm sweating a lot, by the way. It's very warm today, July 29th. I think it was about 92 Fahrenheit today, so it was definitely pretty hot. So anyway, as you can see, the Les Paul is not here anymore. I decided that it was time to move on. I wasn't really in love with it like I was when I first got it, and you know, I know a lot of people will say, oh, you're gonna regret it, you know, whatever. I don't have regrets moving instruments, and as awesome as it was to own that guitar, nothing is going to change the fact that I owned that guitar and I kind of made my own history with it. You know, I made an album that I'm super proud of with it called Loud Noises. It's all over that record and it'll always be a part of me. And I was just ready to pass it along and to really sink my teeth into guitars I was more interested in playing. And since that happened a few weeks ago, I have thrown out a couple quick ideas in my that have been sticking in my head for a while for different builds. As you can see, I got a very cool Jazzmaster build here. It's a hardtail. I love Jazzmaster hardtails. They're super cool. And I'm gonna have different videos like specifically for each one of these guitars, kind of breaking it down. But that is, you know, obviously you know, one of the first ones you see in this video here. That one will be for sale eventually. I'm not 100% sure when. But I just kind of wanted like an all black look, but with the maple neck. You know, it's a very classic combo. I think it came out really well. And I do have a video already recorded for a cover using that guitar and a couple other guitars, so you can hear it in action pretty soon. But like I said, I'll do like an overview and a demo of, you know, the sounds and everything pretty soon. This one over here, this one I didn't really have a plan for, but it all came together so quickly, and I thought it'd be a fun idea. So basically, this one started as just I found a good deal on a body on Reverb.com. It's a Warmoth hardtail body. I love hardtail Strats, especially ones that are mounted with the American hardtail. And I couldn't resist. As soon as I saw the color and that it was a hardtail, I knew exactly that I wanted to do, you know, kind of a mix between a Tom DeLonge and a Billy Joe Armstrong kind of build, you know, with a roasted maple neck, which is a little bit different. And that angled humbucker, it's actually a Gibson humbucker that I've had in a couple different guitars. Some of you are very aware of things in videos. This pickup first ended up in the Les Paul. A few months ago I used it in a couple Foo Fighters covers. I just wasn't really digging the Invader sound in the Les Paul for a little while, and I knew I loved this pickup because I'd used it in a couple other Gibsons in the past, and I just wanted to throw it in there. You know, I had a bunch of people saying, that's not the Invader, is it? You know, I'm pretty sure that's a different pickup. You know, what is it? And I would completely ignore them every time, or I'd be like, what are you talking about? That is the Invader. But yeah, you guys were right. This pickup did end up in the red Strat for a little while, but now it's in this one. And same situation as with this guitar. I may end up selling this, you know, eventually, just because I like building stuff and passing them along. But this one is really cool. I have it set up in half step down, which is very convenient for, you know, that early Green Day stuff, for a bunch of my songs that I've written. So it's just nice to have a guitar set up in a different tuning. And yeah, it plays really great. I need to adjust the nut a little bit. I might mess around with that a bit more, but it plays great. It definitely sounds really good. And just like I said with that guitar, I'll have a more dedicated, in-depth video on this guitar pretty soon. And I did already record a cover with this that will be up, you know, eventually. So next guitar, I might as well talk about this one real quick. This, you know, everybody probably knows this guitar by now. This is my number one. I love this guitar. And I just decided to throw a different pickup in it for right now. This is what looks to be an EMG, but it's actually a Bare Knuckle Juggernaut pickup, which is, in fact, my favorite pickup. It's great in Strats. It's great in Jazz Masters, Les Pauls, Strandberg guitars I've used them in. You know, it's always awesome. And I had Bare Knuckle do a custom flat white finish on it with their no-hole option, so you can't see the pole pieces. And it just looks really cool. And I don't know if this pickup will stay in here forever. It might end up in another project that I have planned, but that still remains to be seen. But yeah, this guitar is definitely my number one. I just like trying out different pickups in it and just kind of screwing around with it. But I don't plan to ever sell this one. This is basically my standby, you know, number one Strat. You know, it's very special to me because, you know, my buddy Trevor Healy made the neck, you know, by hand, and he was actually the guy that put together the very first Fiesta Red Strat that I had. So it's just kind of a commemorative thing for me, and it plays and just sounds perfect every time. So I really have no reason to sell it. Nextly, I have this guitar that you guys have seen a little bit already. It is a Mustang build that, kind of like the Blue Strat, just kind of came together so quick because I got a good deal on a body when I saw it. I love graffiti yellow. It's a super nice color, especially on fenders. It's a hardtail. It has a Toronado bridge on it, although I did change out the saddles for some saddles I had. Actually, I didn't have these lying around. I actually got these saddled at Guitar Center. And it did have a black Invader pickup, which actually ended up in this one. That pickup is a neck Invader. This is a bridge Invader. And I fully intend on selling this pretty soon. My friend Dave might actually buy it pretty soon, but we'll see what happens with that. If not, I'll list it for sale and see if anybody online wants to grab it. It's a Mustang neck from, I think, a couple years ago, and the neck has a couple dings on the back. But other than that, you know, the body's basically flawless. You know, the pick guard's brand new, and it's got, you know, the tone and volume, which is nice. I do like having a tone knob on these single pickup guitars. It really does come in handy, and just kind of gives you a little bit more flexibility with your tone. So yeah, I don't know exactly if I had recorded a video on, you know, just breaking this guitar down, but I'll do that soon if I realize that I haven't. I'm pretty sure I haven't. And then a quick one. This was a bass that I don't think I've shown off in any videos yet, but this is my Geddy Lee jazz bass that I refinished. It's a Japanese-made Geddy Lee bass, which is the very first model of jazz basses that they did with Geddy. It has a hip shot D tuner on here, which is pretty cool. I can quickly go to drop D, which is fun. But it was originally black, and then the person who bought it refinished it and just stripped the paint and just did such a god-awful job that I just lowballed him on Reverb, and, you know, we came to an agreement, and I knew that I wanted to refinish it right away. So I refinished it in a Ember, I think it was called. Yeah, it's some kind of like ember color that that is like a Gibson color. It's like an older Gibson, like Firebird color, I'm pretty sure. And it wasn't quite what I was expecting, but, you know, it still came out kind of cool. And I had a Perloid pickguard on this for a little while, but I decided to change it to a black pickguard to just kind of fit the inlays and the hardware color a little bit better. And then I did decide to just relic it a little bit, just because I didn't do it like a perfect job on the paint. I really went quick with it just because I wanted to get it done. And I just, you know, kind of made it look as if, you know, it's been this color for a little while. So it's nothing crazy, but it plays great, sounds really good, and we're definitely happy to have it in the stable. this is, like I said, with the other ones, I'll do a full rundown video on this hopefully soon. And I don't plan on selling this one. This one is just something that I'd like to have around. And then finally, I have another new bass, actually. This is a Fender Mark Hoppus jazz bass. I got it from my friend Steve. He was looking to get rid of it, and I figured when I help him out, you know, I wanted to get a P bass or a Mark Hoppus bass anyway, and it just, you know, was a good timing kind of thing. Now, if you're not super familiar with the Mark Hoppus basses, it's a jazz bass shaped body with the P bass pickup and a P bass neck. And I'm usually not a big fan of the P bass chunk of a neck, but you know, it is what it is. You know, it's something I can just get used to. It's fine. I haven't put new strings on this yet. It definitely needs it. But when I got this, it was super dirty. It had been used a ton. You can actually, you know, see on the pickguard, that's all like honest wear. And, you know, it's even got a couple little dings in it, which I totally don't mind. You know, I like a worn in kind of feel. And another thing, if you don't know about the Mark Hoppus basses, basically they came out, I believe, around 99 or 2000. They had 3 colors. There was the Daphne Blue, the Surf Green, and the Shell Pink. And they had those colors only for a while. And then for some reason they dropped the Shell Pink and added this white color with the black pickguard and a black color with a black pickguard. And those two, the white and the black, were not available for very long at all. Maybe only a year, maybe a couple of years. And then that's when Mark decided to go to the newer style that had the reverse pickup in it. So they would take this half of the split P pickup and it would move it up above this one. And I'm pretty sure even this side of the pickup moves up a little bit more. And he just kind of likes that for, you know, a different kind of sound. I prefer this one personally. But, you know, everybody's got their own preference. And they came out with a couple different colors with that, and they also had a white one, but it was like a see-through white. So it's definitely a bit different from this, and it had a tortoiseshell pickguard. So it's cool. I prefer this one. I definitely like this older style, and these ones are super rare, really hard to come by. So it felt like a good idea to just snatch it up and, you know, give it a little TLC, clean it up, and, you know, get it ready to rock out a little bit. And I may sell this eventually, but I don't really have any definite plans to right now. I definitely like having a P bass in my arsenal. You know, having the P bass, the jazz bass, and the Stingray just gives me so many different sounds, and it's really all I could ask for in the bass department. So that's about it. You know, a lot of gear has come and gone, and I really like playing with different gear, setting stuff up, putting together new parts, builds, and then sending them on their way. I like having new things, and God, man, I am so hot. Whew. And anyway, I have a lot of fun with this. So if you guys don't really understand why guitars come and go so often, it's kind of my hobby, really. I mean, I like making things and you know, sending them off. You know, it's not something that I have super attachment to. There are a couple that I have sentimental value for, but you know, most of them are tools to me. That being said, I do have one more piece of gear coming. It's not quite here yet, but I wanted to get this video done now and out there. You will see what it is pretty soon, and it's something that I'm going to be kind of dismantling, that I have plans for certain parts. It's kind of hard to explain without giving too much away, but you guys will see pretty soon. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions at all, definitely let me know, and you'll definitely be seeing more videos soon. So I apologize for, you know, the lack of content lately, but you know, I was on vacation for a little bit and just kind of working on other things. So yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you guys later.